Hi everybody. I think I did it right. Let's see. Hi everybody. Point of order, see. I'm upright for right now. I'm doing good. Let's not get crazy with the chair though today. It's a little slippery yesterday. Okay, anyway, what are we going to do today? Have you ever done a project that you were going to bind and then messed it up? See, I was trying to bias my, my edges, my ends, and I messed it up. And by the time I was done cutting everything back, there was a big gaping hole. So we're going to fix this today. So if you haven't fixed a project, that's what we're going to do today. And I started this before we were gluing the binding. So we're going to glue this down, and it was a cute little thingy that we did. So we're going to fix this today. And then I was thinking we might do some sort of a more fun stitch on the binding. Get wild and crazy. All right, so let's hop into it. Just not gonna, there we go. Okay, so, all right, where's the problem part? So it's up here. So I don't need to take this whole thing off, right? But I don't necessarily want to, create the problem all over again. I did find, surprisingly enough to myself, I found some more of this orange for the, I don't remember where I got this orange, for the binding. So, this piece is plenty big. So we just need a piece big enough to, deal with the issue, right? All right, so let's fold it in half and iron it and press it, right? Because we have a 2.5 inch strip and we're gonna press it in half. How are you guys doing today? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you working on? Did you bring your project, whatever you're working on? I'm shocked that I actually remembered to turn the iron on. Oh dear. Oh. Don't forget. Today is really the last day, maybe tomorrow morning, to post your projects on the Facebook page and on the Instagram, on the YouTube channel, on the YouTube page. And you want to make sure, that you get those in, because tomorrow night on our Wednesday Night Live, we will do our mug giveaway. Our mugs were created, our commuter mugs, the one we're giving away this month, was created by Robin Long, my Cali girl. So if you didn't see our big debut where we showed you all of them, you can go back and find the video on those. But in the meantime, here's one. This is mine. Is that so cool? And it's tall. I want to say they're 20 ounces. It's tall. Iced coffee today. Because I had a headache. I had a headache. A couple of aspirin, a little coffee. Good as new. All right. Now, we backed it up, right? I backed up where the issue was. Okay, let's cut this off. We don't want to go too far. We're not going to redo the whole thing. Okay. Just a little bit more out of here so we have enough to work with. Now, I'm not, I don't think, going to do this. And I don't do it well. I have to practice it. And well, you know, when you join the corner, when you join them on the angle like that on the bias. So, let's press that down. Let's just see if we can do this. Now, we are going to bring this out here. Well, let's see. Let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we can do it on this side. So we'll lay that down there. We're going to have to cut a little bit more out. You watch, by the time this is all done, I'll have this thing torn all the way back. All right, so snip some of this out. The only advantage is that it's the same color. So I'm not really worried. You don't have to worry too much about, you know, right sides or wrong sides together. So we're going to do it like that, right? And then we're going to cut it like that. Yes. All right, so now let's sew this really quick. I have, unfortunately, my walking foot on, but we'll make it work for right now because I don't want to take the time to change it. You just had to unthread yourself, didn't you? Yep. Okay, hold on. Because we have to rethread. Hang on 1 second. Okay. All right. We're going to try this. Let's just see. I don't know. Got a real disaster going on today over here. All right, let's see. Let's see if we did it. Okay, now we're going to trim this. I'm not feeling all that confident at the moment. Nope. Did it wrong. Yep, did it totally wrong. Okay, so we're going to go to plan B. Do you ever do this? You sew it and now the seam is on the wrong side. Yeah. Wow. Just wow. Okay. Again, if you came here for some sort of a master tutorial, I am so sorry to disappoint you. I had my seam ripper here the other day. I know that I did because I used it. Oh, there it is. All right. Okay, let's just go back a little further so we can do this right. Okay. Some of you were screaming at your phones right there. No, don't sew that. Oh, she did. I know. Sorry. I know myself. Okay, so here's what I think I'm going to do. Some of you have seen, and I can't think of her name off the top of my head. And it's really where I kind of changed how I do a lot of my orders, my binding, because I hate this. I am forever, and it's probably one of those things, you guys have heard me talk about it before. It's probably one of those things where someday it's gonna click, and I won't be able to ever do it wrong again. But for now, that's not the case. So here's what we're gonna do. Her method is, okay. You're going to take it where it's folded in half, okay? And we're going to slip this in, and we're just going to sandwich them in there together, okay? And that, my friends, I got to sew it on here though. Okay. Let's press it a little bit so so these things aren't moving around too much. Okay. And then we are going to stitch this on, okay? So I'm going to, let's see. Okay, now we're going to go to the machine, excuse me, and we are going to stitch this end down, okay? So we want, okay. There we go. All these darn clips in here, which is the other reason I'm way over using the clips. So, because you end up with clips that are holding stuff in place and keeping it away from how you want to do it. So, now, can you guys see that? Okay, so now I've got it laid back down. Just got thread everywhere though. Okay. Now, we've got our line, we've got our binding down. Okay, now something's happening. All right. Okay. And I'm going to go Okay, now let's cut it there real quick and let's see. Whoops. Now we gotta fix the other end. Okay, so we're gonna pull this back just a little bit more. Okay. All right. Now, let's press this down because it's all wrinkly. Okay. Let's press this down. All right. And we're going to give ourselves a nice edge here. Okay. Tuck this in a little bit, right? Just so we don't have a raw edge. Okay. You know what, let's do it on this. I don't have a lot to work with there. So I think we'll tuck it, yeah, I think we'll tuck it over here where I've got a little bit more to work with. Okay, so I'm just gonna fold it over so that the edges, looks finished, right? With me? Okay. Okay, now, we're going to set that in there. Undo this so that we're still working with a nice flat surface. Okay. Get that tucked in there like that. And now we're just going to sew finish sewing our line. Okay. So come back over here. All right. And I'm going to give it a little bit of back stitch because we've just got a lot of movement in there. Okay, now watch this. We fixed the whole thing. Okay, now what I like to do, not everybody does, is I just take this over to the machine and lay a little bit of a stitch across my binding just to keep those, just to keep these together where I've seamed them, where I've kind of tucked them in there. I'm just going to put a couple of stitches right along that line just to keep it together and so that it's not sliding at all when I'm trying to. I'm not really worried what's going to happen once I finish the binding, but while you're flipping it over and binding it, you don't want it to move around. So just right on that edge. Okay, now, sorry, I forgot to change the camera over. Now, we're gonna go back over on the other side, okay? And let's glue this down. Where's my glue? Okay, let me grab the glue. Okay. This I had started before I had discovered the gluing down method, okay? So I had all these clips in it. And as you're sewing, the clips are getting in the way, the clips are clacketing around. Now, we're just going to take the tiniest bit of Elmer's glue. Okay. Just the tiniest little bead of glue. Can you see that? Now, it looks like more than it is because I used the tip of the thing to just kind of spread it down a little bit. And look at that. Look at that. And now what we're going to do is give it just the tiniest little pop of heat. Just a little bit. So that we don't have, first of all, so that we don't have wet glue when we're sewing. But also, it really just firms up that glue, kind of dries up that glue. So that when you're sewing, it's not moving anywhere. Okay? Okay, let's do it again. Same thing goes for your mitered corners. Little dab of glue in there. I just kind of spread it around a little bit with the tip. And remember, this is all going to wash out. So, if you guys saw the video on my carpenter square quilt, the purple carpenter square quilt, I glued the entire binding and then stitched it. And you'd never know that there's, whoops, I caught a piece of thread in there. Let's wipe that off. It's not stiff, it's not hard, nothing. Okay, now I'm going to use my little pointy deal here just to hold that down, get my iron in there. Okay. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Okay. The only thing I'm a little disappointed about, and I'm going to say it out loud because when I get around that side, you're going to see it anyway, is I don't have any orange thread, but I wish I had orange thread because, you know what we'll do? We use brown. I do have a pretty dark brown. Where I corrected that seam, where we fixed that seam, you can see my stitch lines where I kind of closed up that join. But I'm okay with it. See? You can see that. Let's see if I can bring you in closer. See, you can see it a little bit there. It's not a big deal on this project. It's really not. But what I would have done if this were a more important project to me is I probably would have gone and gotten some orange thread. I probably would have started with some orange thread, obviously. Okay, now let's get this side glued down and then we'll get it on the machine real quick. Okay, a little glue. To give you an idea of how little glue you should be using, well, you can see there. I mean, it's a stream of glue that's only slightly thicker than your thread line, than your stitch line. It's not that much thicker. For those of you that this is old hat for, sorry. But for those of us for who it's not old hat, or if you're, a brand new stitcher, or if you've never done this before, if you've never heard of this before, and if you were kind of like me and thought, okay, that just seems nuts. Why would I put glue on my fabric and glue it down? It's such a temporary thing that that's why you would do it. And it makes such a huge difference. I have quite a few projects that I have never finished because I was just because this part of the process just drove me bananas. Got to be a little bit tighter. Okay. Ouch. Cramp in my hand. Yikes. Okay, I am gonna clip that real quick while I get, did I do this side? No, not yet. Okay. Alright. Okay. And now, oops, the last two corners. So, there you go. How to fix a binding, how to glue a binding, and nobody's going to know. Who's going to know? Who's going to know? Because now you're just going to go over and stitch it down the same way that you would any other way, except for the fact that you're no longer going to have this whole thing moving around on you. You're not going to have to worry about it shifting. You can put your walking foot on and just stitch along that line. We're gonna try something a little bit cuter, maybe a little curly Q stitch on this. But other than that, we fixed a problem. I know where the problem was, but you really wouldn't be able to tell it. And you could take these stitches out and just put a couple of hand stitches in there. Probably lift that part up just a little bit when we get over there. Just stitch it. But other than that, it's ready to go on the machine and stitch down your binding, and you are all set. Hey, I didn't fall out of my chair. Okay, guys, how to fix your binding boo-boo and glue your binding down so that nobody knows. Tomorrow, we have our live Wednesday evening live, 6:00 p.m. Eastern time. Please don't miss it. It will be our monthly giveaway. So if you've not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that now. And if you have not clicked the bell for the notifications, click the bell twice so that you get all notifications, and it'll tell you when we're live tomorrow. We'll remind you that we're live tomorrow, 6:00 Eastern time. And tomorrow is our giveaway. So don't forget to post your pictures of your finished projects for the month of September on the Facebook page and on the YouTube, in the community page, on our YouTube page, and all the links to that are in the description below. So check those out, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for our monthly mug giveaway. And remember, only a 1/4 inch seam, I know. Have a great evening, everybody. I love you. Bye.